Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We're at 18765 Southwest Kinnaman Road here in Beaverton. We are located at the front of the house, so describe everything as if you're in the street facing the front of the home. We are just to the right of the front doorway. We have a 4-inch ABS cleanout, though it's just the cleanout. It ties directly into cast iron. So it's really 4-inch cast iron pipe. We're going to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Water is running. We are zeroed out and off we go. Like a little spot repair was done here. ABS pipe, and at least that's what it appears to be. I've got a bit of a sun glare on my screen. It looks like there was a small section of ABS pipe spliced in there. I think we may have a root punching through here. I've got a lot of sun out here today, so some of this I may have to do some reviewing of, but that looks fairly indicative of a root there, the way that debris is catching onto that. I think it's a root just covered up by debris at the moment. Possibly another one here on the right side of the screen. We'll get a better view of some of this stuff as we come out at the end and the line's fully drained. And being that it's cast iron with a rougher texture to it, that thing back there that looked more like a root, like something like this for instance, that scale buildup can snag anything, especially improper items, wipes, tampons, things of that nature. You can see how well that hangs onto that. You really, really want to avoid, especially with cast iron pipe, older pipe products in general, anything other than toilet paper going down the line. But this is a unique setup here that we're still in cast iron pipe out to this distance. Most homes of this era would have been concrete 5 feet into the line. In general, cast iron usually holds up better. This line's got a reasonable, looks like anyway right now, fair amount of scale buildup. That rough and bumpy texture. And you can often descale cast iron. It's a little bit of a process of hydrojetting the line. I can't tell if we're doing a vertical drop here into the main. We're switching to concrete pipe right now. The line looks like it's doing a dive. I'm going to go locate right here. We may be doing just a drop straight into the top of the main. My camera, once I go past that bend though, it just gets articulated in a very funky direction here. It's really hard to tell what we're doing. We'll see if my locate lines up with the main lateral or a manhole down the street or not. I actually got a rare break in traffic out there, and I just walked up and down kind of right in front of the house here out in the road and was not able to pick up an obvious locate signal. But if it's a deep line combined with the fact that it's cast iron, it's going to be rather difficult to hunt down. But it's also hard to spend any meaningful amount of time out there on Kinnaman without someone basically stopping traffic for you. So line's fully drained at this point. You can see there, it looks like there's water trickling to the line down underneath this. That's about the best view I can get right there. My camera does not want to advance beyond that point. So, and I'm still trying to figure out where the manhole is. There's not an obvious one just immediately down the road. But I'm going to pull back in here a little ways and relocate, figure out which direction we're headed. Alright, well, I'm at least pretty dang confident here we hit the main lateral there, or got extraordinarily close to it. If you go and stand out in the road and face this house, which I don't suggest doing for safety purposes, but just from that orientation, just to the left, a couple houses down, you'll see where the intersection is there. You can see where the manholes are. The manholes are barely, I mean, they just about would touch the street edge. They're so close to it. So the main is just barely into the road here in this circumstance. Still having a heck of a time locating for some reason or another. Line does a pretty good dive there. So that's a lot of it. The line's diving really hard right here. So I'll pull back up to the top of this drop, and I should hopefully get a better signal. There's a lot of overhead power lines too where I'm trying to locate, which isn't helping either. Alright, finally got to locate here, and the distance we are from where we're at to where that manhole would be if you brought it down the road, that's pretty much right on the money. So, the line goes directly underneath the canopy of the little red maple tree at the front of the property. As you face the house from the street, the line shoots maybe 3 feet to the right of the stump for that maple tree. Anyway, I'm going to keep pulling back in here and do some reviewing of this in better lighting. Right now, it's very hard to see finer detail stuff. But these lines like this, even being that the main does not get terribly far into the roadway, if I don't recommend any fixes on it today for some reason or another, I always recommend rescoping these periodically to keep an eye on them, so you can take advantage of like trenchless epoxy lining, for instance. Although in this case, you wouldn't necessarily have to go and trench the entire road up. The main is very, very close to the street edge. But still often requires some level of traffic control, and on a road this busy, it's not nothing you want to mess with. You can help it. And I can't tell if they spliced in a storm system right there or what the heck that thing is. Maybe a second clean out for some reason or another. Anyway, watch the report. I may mention some things on it. You know, coming back in here, I think some of that debris I thought may have been a root, I think was just wipes or something like that snagging onto the cast iron. So just watch for the report. There may be something on there I don't mention. Right now, the line looks like it's got reasonable flow. There's zero standing water in the line. It's graded nicely. So right now, line appears to be functioning out this time, but watch the report.